that good glove. Welcome, you know what it is, Jabberjaws in the booth, Vulgar Desperado.
Gentleman Bastard.
And yo, today we're going to do a little game review, mostly spoiler free because you really need to experience this game.
Get this shit.
So really, this is a review of us telling you why you should get this game, what makes it special, what makes it Game of the Year in only 1 week being out.
Yeah, exactly. Beating out all the competition like it's nothing and easily.
So if you haven't got it, please go pick up God of War. But before that, if you wouldn't mind doing us a favor, hitting that like and hitting that subscribe, would really appreciate it. Thank you very much. So we're going to try to keep this spoiler free. I mean, obviously we're going to use some cutscenes here from the game, and that may be a spoiler, but generally we just kind of want to, again, give it some praise, tell you why it's sick, and we're going to kind of break it up into 2 parts. 1, we're going to talk about the gameplay, and then 2, we're going to talk about like the character development and dialogue between the characters that makes this game that much enjoyable when you're just literally walking the fuck around.
Yeah, the random banters.
So first, we'll go into the gameplay.
Now, this game right here has to be one of the smoothest games I've played on the PS5 this far.
Right.
And, I mean, I've played on the ones that you can upgrade from PS4 and all that, and this one just does not compare. It's just, you press a button, you're going that way. The smoothness in this game just makes you want to... you can go from running around to the battle in 2 seconds, and then it doesn't even feel like anything's lagging, anything's stopping you. Like, it's just perfect with how they've got that down finally. Because compared to the original one, sometimes you would kind of get a little stuck. Sometimes you'd have to, oh wait, I have to lock on to these monsters. I have to lock on to make sure that I can kill Nope, no more lock on necessary. If you don't want to be that, start just smashing on everybody like it's nothing. Like, this game, they perfected everything they needed to perfect from the first one, I feel. Like,
right, definitely feels like a lot. I mean, you know, that PS5 manpower, you know, like
pushing all
bigger
the
and badder, you know. Kratos definitely feels more powerful in this shit, and definitely can't wait to see even more as it goes on.
And it's just, I don't know, anybody who's trying to get anything on top of God of War right now, y'all are all losing. I'm sorry. Like, it's just the battles they're seamless. You can do exactly what you need to do against anybody at any time. And I mean, you got the weapons.
Right. And that was actually really sick. Like, I mean, you know, as you can kind of see, and if you played the last one, you know, you got the Blades of Chaos again. You're not doing that, let me start the fuck all over and re-get these weapons. You know, you get to come pretty well equipped in the beginning of this game. And that's pretty exciting, you know, at least to not like... Because remember in the old God of Wars, you had to like... kind of die and then you know start
everything
over the new
game.
Like,
oh, I'm giving up all my powers
every single time, you know.
Every time.
Not here. You're still murking everybody. You and the boy.
It might be level 1, but you're still like it's nothing. And especially Atreus, like he's grown up a little bit. He's matured, and his power matured with him. Like the way that he actually adds to Kratos' battle systems. Like, it's not just he stands there, you have to press the button for him to shoot arrows. You attack, he'll attack. You attack, he'll attack.
Yeah.
Can combo moves together finally. It's like perfect. Atreus was getting taught by a commander, and the commander has fully taught his soldier now. Like,
Atreus is definitely a lot more like he's I want to say more useful, but because he was super useful in the other one. You definitely need this nigga, and even more now. Sometimes you're like, hey, bro, you need to have my back. These draugrs,
they're probably coming at you too damn hard, and it's like, nope, Sonic Arrow.
That is the boy. That's my boy.
No, that's my nigga.
Yeah. And then, you know, another thing that, you know, that's very seamless with this game is, like, these puzzles that go into that are, like pretty fun.
Yeah.
I feel like, a lot of games still kind of have their puzzle motifs that you still got to do when it's an adventure game, but God of War just feels like all of it and then some. Your puzzles, and it always kind of has been, let's be real, but your puzzles with your hack and slash, and now with your RPG factors, with your armors and the crafting, like it's a lot of game in one game that's wrapped up in this like beautiful fucking story.
Oh yeah.
But you have like such great gameplay that really, it's hard to kind of separate the two. Like, they both go so seamlessly together. Like, what's awesome about this game, like, when you're playing, you're focused on this puzzle, but then they just have these random bits of dialogue, like, right here. They're, like, talking about, what's going on in the story, like, trying to, like, having these heart-to-hearts, like, and you're just like, damn, this is like really good. Like, I was in puzzle mode, but wait, now I gotta focus on the story.
Yeah,
like it's just like you're really sucked into the adventure. You really are.
They got that character development, story development going on the entire time. Like, it's not an element that just goes dark once you start going into battles or having to do the puzzles. It's just everything stays the whole time.
Right, and like that's something that is one of the other, really great critiques we have for this game is like the character development and the dialogue, because the first 3 God of Wars, or 5 if you include those like 2 PSP games, Kratos is basically doing this shit on the ones. He don't need nobody. He out here with his ashes on him, ready to stab everybody and fuck bitches.
24/7.
That's what Kratos is doing. But now he's got his son. He's got Mimir, and in other scenes you'll see that he's got Sindri and Brock. And then spoiler, somebody else. But
he's getting his crew.
Yeah, like he's got a squad.
Yeah.
Exactly, and the banter, the dialogue, especially between like Kratos and Mimir, you're kind of like, if you've been with Kratos on this journey, you're like, fuck yeah. Yep. Like, he's got a brother now. He's got a legit friend. Exactly. He's got somebody that's got his back, and he's got his back, literally.
Fools that both of them just know. They got those grizzled stories.
Like, yeah, And then, even with Sindri and Brock, it's like, yeah, they build your ship, but like, them is like fam now, it's really cool.
The uncles to the kid now, like, Atreus has got a whole crew of people he can rely on.
Exactly, bit of a spoiler here when you get to play as Atreus. We'll show you some clips. His like back and forth dialogue and just dynamic with Sindri in particular is very much like family. And you're like, man, and like, just reading some of these like subtitles and listening to it, you're like, yo, like, this is really good dialogue, really good writing. Like,
the people who wrote this knew, hey, we're gonna make it to where it's not just some type of story; it's gonna be a whole experience. Like, you're gonna play this life.
Like, they really, like, kind of, like, through an entire level, like, they almost have, like, I wouldn't say, like, one solid conversation, but they'll have a conversation that leads all the way up until, in revelation of something at the end of the level. After, you'll start off talking about this, and then that slowly leads into this, and then by the end of the game or that level, you're like, oh, that was interesting.
Like, okay, now I see where you guys are going with that.
Like, it's very, very good. You don't. Last time I can kind of think of stuff like this is, and there's probably been some exceptions, but I'm thinking of like the Arkham Knight series. Especially when Joker was dead, but he was ghosting in Batman. Hey, rip to Kevin Conroy. He just passed the greatest Batman voice, and literally when you think
Batman voice,
exactly the Batman voice. R.I.P. Man, damn, such too soon.
It's just all the childhood memories, right there.
Like, it's crazy. Everybody going away, bro. But, Joker and Batman had good back and forth dialogue in that. And, this is just on that same level. You're listening to these characters. You're learning more about these characters mid-game.
Diving in more into all of the Norse mythologies and stuff.
Oh,
too. How much more
with these fucking Dr. Seuss-ass names. Finwinter. You'd be like, what the fuck? That should be serious. But you're right. Like, you get, you're playing this stuff, you're listening to these fools talk about their, mythology, and you're like, hey, I kind of want to read this shit.
Yeah.
Nigga Thor is an asshole. I don't know why we like him in Marvel.
No, that nigga is completely 180 right there. Like, there's no way you could be this happy-go-lucky. Let's go and do this.
Yeah,
and then we get this one who's just pillage, plunder,
like,
and fuck whatever I feel.
Yeah, bro, him and Odin, fucking all father. Nigga, you ace here, bitch. I will.
Exactly.
Kratos Jones, baby.
Team Giants.
You know, like it's like, and I think like that's probably the best thing about this game is like this is a game where you're excited for the story.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of video games nowadays, don't get me wrong, you know, whenever you like talk to your random homies, you're like, they just tell you about gameplay. And don't get me wrong, we just told you about gameplay.
They bank on mostly just only battle system.
Yeah.
Only what I can do in this.
Because you know why a lot of games don't have actual characters. You're kind of creating yourself.
Yep.
So the stories are like lackluster, in my opinion. You know, so it's nice when you actually have a character-driven, story-driven game. Like when you're, like I said, the dialogues, the back and forth between Kratos and Atreus, you're like, this is like real father-son shit.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're watching them grow and get closer, but you're also seeing Atreus become into a man, and you see him headbutt with his own father, and his father's like, oh, slow down, boy. You know what this is?
I still got plenty of lessons to teach.
He was like, watch it. Yeah. Right? You know? So, like, it's very, very cool because, like you said, it absorbs you into it. Like, you know, you're immersed in this so deeply. And like I said, it's a really one of the best experience in gaming, and that's definitely this year.
I'm telling you, this
probably
is
next year.
Game of the year, if not game of the decade right here. Like, this shit is goddamn.
Dead ass, y'all. And yeah, like I mean, just get it, y'all. I mean, I don't know what else to really say. You know, this is game of the year.
It's gonna be the thing that you need in your life, okay? And if you don't need it, then stay on Xbox and don't
like,
don't
be
on Sony. It's fine.
It's cool. You know, that's your flavor, but you're missing out. You missing out.
Modern Warfare. I'll see you on that instead. Then okay.
Yeah, right. Hey, real talk. Yeah, real talk, yo. This is I couldn't be more happy with this game. But, you know, let us know in the comments. What do y'all think? Are you enjoying this experience? I mean, hey, if you're not liking it, I think you're capping, but tell me why. I'll be curious. You know, let's see what's good. And, yeah, you'll let niggas know in the comments, y'all. But y'all know what it is. Jabber Johnson in the booth. Vulgar Desperado.
Gentleman Bastard.
Peace. Catch you on the next one.
We out.